Champions are not born. They're forged. This is about turning the ordinary into undisputed. Available now. Ade Oladipo, brought to you by Undisputed.
What's up, guys? Here we go. Ade and Gman in the studio, and we're about to talk Canelo versus Crawford. Some say the biggest fight of the century. I'm not quite sure about that. We'll talk about some big fights because there's been a few big ones since then. I remember this show is brought to you by the wonderful people at Undisputed. The new DLC pack is available to download right now. It's called The Takeover because the main attraction is a certain Teofimo Lopez.
Well, let's not forget the other people who are on that as well. We've got some current world champions. We've got Fundora and Tim Zhu.
Yep. By the way, actually, it's true because the main character is Teofimo Lopez. Fundora's higher in my pound-for-pound rankings right now than Teofimo Lopez.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
And Yannick Aleem Kanuli?
Not higher because he hasn't had that fight yet. He hasn't had that fight. He needs Carlos Adames, and you know what he needs to do? He needs to jump to 168 and try and beg Hamza Shiraz for a fight.
That would be a cracking fight. Yeah. We also have some cracking fighters from the past. Diego Corrales.
Yeah,
legend.
may his soul rest in peace, legend. Obviously, let's not forget that fight against Luis Castillo.
Castillo.
Dude, that fight against Castillo.
That is
the greatest, maybe the greatest fight I've ever seen.
Adam Smith
just
did
because
the
of
commentary
that.
for Sky Sports.
Did Adam Smith do the commentary? I think I only hear the American comments.
If you type it in on YouTube, you can find it. He loses his mind. Classic Adam Smith as well, but he loses his mind.
Yeah, he died from that bike accident, didn't he?
He did, and fought Floyd Mayweather, as did Emmanuel Augustus, the drunken master.
Yeah, that's interesting. As well. Floyd, yeah. Floyd always says that him and DeMarcus Corley were his toughest fights. Wow. Yeah, Emmanuel Augustus was like, just the drunken master. You just throw punches from any angle. But yeah, that's available to download right now. Just go to playundisputed.com for that. A few other little bits and bobs as well. All right, let's do this. Canelo versus Crawford, not Spence. You guys might not know what I'm talking about, but he knows. All right,
I do know.
You know, it's funny actually, because we were just talking about, let me go to this camera. We were just talking about Errol Spence. And the reason we were talking about Errol Spence is because if you guys rewind, I'm going to say go back about 5 years, all the talk was Errol Spence versus Canelo in a super fight when Canelo was at 160. Obviously, Errol dominating 147. Here we are now, and it's no longer Spence, it's Terence Crawford. It's strange.
It's crazy when you think about it because that was the super fight, Spence versus Canelo. And I was convinced before the crash we're going to get it. He said Crawford versus Canelo. I'd have been like, nah, that's never going to happen.
Because Crawford was too wiry. Crawford was the guy at 135 pounds that looked really skinny. Even at 140, go and watch his fights against, who's the one that I'm trying to think of his name now. The fight at 140, Julius Ndongo.
Oh, yeah.
And when he's just skinny, he's like wiry. He's very much Tommy Hearns. Now.
Oh, have you seen him?
He's massive. He's jacked.
Man, he looks like huge. He's got to be north of 170.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Yeah. There's a part of me that's like, dude, you don't need to be that big. Like, I don't think this is a strength for strength thing. I think this is a skill and speed thing. I don't know. I feel like if you're trying to sit on your punches to hurt Canelo, nobody hurts Canelo.
He's been hit by Callum Smith, Sergey Kovalev, Bivol.
Yeah.
Crawford ain't hurting
Golovkin.
And Golovkin. Crawford ain't hurting him.
But Crawford knocks everyone out.
At 147 pounds. That when he at 154, did he knock out Ismail Madrimov?
No, he didn't put a dent in him, really.
Didn't put not even a little dent in him. Canelo Alvarez is not Ismail Madrimov.
Yeah, but okay, who is Canelo Alvarez now?
That's a good question.
Yeah, like who are we watching now? Because when I go back and watch the guy that fought Skull, everyone likes to dig out Skull. Sorry, 1 second. Canelo's got to do more. Canelo's output was the worst output I've ever seen of a unified champion. I'm not joking, the worst.
That fight.
Yeah.
He literally did. But my kind of thinking is all right, well, who is Canelo now? Well, in the nicest way, although he's been fighting good fighters, when's the last time he had a super fight?
Who?
Canelo. And that's when we see the real Canelo, when he has a super fight.
Okay, Bivol.
Yes, correct. He lost. But Bivol was significantly better at 175 pounds.
Okay.
Much bigger.
Yeah.
Crawford, similar in terms of they're both skillful, but Crawford is not going to come into the ring.
Okay, wait. I see where we're going with this. Right? Is it the ginger beard? Is this why we're doing this? Is this a race thing? Is this why we're doing this? Because you're very confident, aren't you?
I am massively confident.
I'm super confident the other way.
Oh,
I'm super confident the other way.
I can't see this going any other way, other than Canelo win. I can't see it. I've said this to you before on here, and I've stuck by
I thought you might have changed your mind.
Nope. I have stuck by it through thick and thin. Crawford ain't winning this fight. I love Terence Crawford.
You know,
One
for
of my
me,
favourite fighters.
the thing for me with this is, well, it's twofold. Number one, I'm going off last performances, and I know Crawford didn't look good against Madrimov, but he still got the win, and Madrimov's not a slouch. Madrimov's pretty decent. Canelo looked awful against Skull.
Oh yeah.
Has Father Time got him? You know, like in terms of rounds, you know the stats anyway. Like Canelo's boxed double the rounds that Crawford has, which means he's done double the sparring.
Yep.
He's going to points all the time now. He's not knocking anyone out, right? No one's getting out early with him, so he's having to do the 12 rounds all the time. And I'm like, although he's 3 years younger than Canelo, 3 years younger than Crawford, is the body just done? Is it just falling apart? Is it over?
He's been fighting at a much higher level for longer since Crawford.
Way longer.
I think Crawford turned pro in 08.
Yeah.
But he wasn't really fighting world level.
No,
for
and Canelo was 05, but Canelo's been fighting world
2010.
champion since 2010. Dude.
Yeah. So 15 years.
15 years.
At the highest level. I mean, that's incredible to think he actually stick around that long, to be honest with you. But yeah, that is a worry. But Crawford is at an age now, he'll be 38, won't he, on fight night?
Yeah.
That's an age where certainly we look at someone like Crawford, who is a much lighter guy than the likes of Beterbiev and Alexander Usyk, where you can have a great performance one fight, and it just, you haven't done anything wrong, but just the body slows down that little bit more.
I think I've been around him, so I'm not gonna say he is this person, but I think he might be like the alien or the execution of Bernard Hopkins, where they look after their body beyond what the norm is. I mean, they're in bed at 9, they're ice bathing. What I'm trying to say is, I've been around him. This brother doesn't look 38.
No, he doesn't.
If someone told you who was the oldest out of these two, you probably point to Canelo. He doesn't look. He's been a part-time fighter. And I used to think like being a part-time fighter wasn't good, but he's been a part-time fighter for 6 years. He only had one fight a year for 6 years.
That's actually a very good point.
And I don't know if that's a case of. I used to think that was bad. Now I'm like, oh, is he just fresh then? And by the way, he's not going the distance in those one. Apart from Madrimov, he's knocking everyone out. By the way, I mean, no one's going the distance with him. So he's early nights, and he's still one fight a year. I just think of the double jump. And the reason I mentioned Bernard Hopkins, and again, Canelo's a lot better than Tarver. But Bernard did that double jump from middleweight to light heavyweight. And everyone's like, yeah, he was 40 when he did that double. I think older maybe, 41, 40. Did that double jump, school Tarver. It was almost like Tarver didn't know what hit him. Just schooled him with speed, athleticism. And I'm like...
You remind me of a very good saying about that fight.
Go on.
Jim Lampley, because Antonio Tarver was beating legends.
Yes.
He beat Roy Jones. He beat Glenn
Here
Johnson.
we go. Here we
Jim
go.
Lampley famously said they were calling Antonio Tarver legend killer, but tonight it's quite simply legend kills. It was one of the best sayings I've ever
That's
heard.
why Jim Lampley's so good.
That's why we love Jim Lampley.
That's why Jim Lampley's so good. There you go. That's my sell pitch to you. Like...
Canelo is still a lot better than Antonio Tarver. Antonio Tarver had a big left hand. He had a massive left hand. But when I look at Tarver, I think Canelo has way more elements to his game. He's got body punching, combination punching.
Yeah, Canelo's, in terms of his actual output as a fighter, is way better than Tarver's. But I'm telling you now, I remember that fight like it was yesterday, and Tarver was a massive favourite. Bernard Hopkins had just lost back-to-back with Jermaine Taylor and jumped up, right? So it was like, yeah, there's nothing left. This was his goodbye fight.
Oh, it was. It was retirement.
It was his goodbye fight. He went on for another decade. Yeah, he went on for another 10 years, right? Yeah. I just feel... Have you been watching Terence Crawford's videos that he's releasing on Instagram?
He is looking good in
Dude,
training.
I'm so excited. Like, he's obviously got me hook, line, and sinker. The music, the beats, everything. I'm like, this guy, he's unbeaten.
He is unbeaten. He doesn't know what it's like to lose.
Unbeaten, doesn't know how to lose. Doesn't know what it feels like to lose.
Even in a close fight, when you think about it, when's the last time Madrimov was close?
Madrimov was close.
Other than that, when
Porter was close until he decided to stop it.
Porter was close until he decided to stop it.
Yeah. But
again, I point out, none of them are Canelo. They're not.
Okay, what was Canelo's last good performance?
I feel.
No, seriously, when was it? Was it Munguia? Was it John Ryder? Was it Edgar Berlanga?
Genuinely, I would say his last good, proper Canelo performance was probably Plant 4 years ago. That's actually crazy and scary.
Okay,
to think about.
so you're picking a guy.
That's actually
who,
scary.
by the way, you just said my guy looked like he was 170. So basically, they're the same size because Canelo's an undersized 168 guy. So all this size talk, Canelo's obviously a bit thicker. You can see it. He's thicker in the net. You can see all that stuff. So you're picking a guy whose best performance was 4 or 5 years ago against an unbeaten fighter who can switch hit, southpaw, do everything you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I am.
yeah. Okay.
Like, yeah, you still haven't changed my mind in spite of all that. Crawford's last good performance was 2 years ago.
Yeah, dude, it wasn't just a good performance.
It was a spectacular
Dude,
performance.
understand something.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
Caleb Plant, I like Caleb Plant. No disrespect, Caleb Plant at the time of Canelo fighting him wasn't even a top 30 pound for pounder. Like if he did a top 30 pound for pound ranking list, I know he was an IBF champion. Caleb Plant wasn't in there. When Crawford put the beat in on Errol Spence was like number 6 or 7 pound for pound.
I know.
And he brutalized him.
He did.
It was
And
the best performance I've ever seen.
you were live at that fight.
Yeah, I was live there from 2 pound for pounders. Like going in where it's like, oh, this is 50. It was the best like 50-50 performance on paper.
Yeah.
And someone just getting absolutely destroyed.
It was a phenomenal performance. But that was 2 years ago. Do we still have that Crawford? How do you know? And again, Crawford moved up 1 weight division to fight Israel Madrimov, who again, not in the same league as Canelo, no disrespect to him. Okay? He does that and loses his next fight to Virgil Ortiz as well in better fashion, just to add that on. And
Okay, well, one second. If we're playing that game, I could say 1 second, Canelo looked okay against Belanga, who then got absolutely obliterated by Hamza Shiraz.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah.
No,
So if we're
fair.
playing that game, look at Canelo. It obviously didn't go life and death, but he didn't look great against Belanga.
No, he didn't.
And then Hamza Shiraz went over in that guy's backyard and blew him out.
Yeah. And
That's who Canelo struggled to get rid of.
struggled to get rid of, but had no problem with it at the same time. And I'm sure if Canelo really did want to go through the gears, he probably could have got rid
I'm
of it.
starting to hear that as a big excuse for Canelo.
Really?
I'm hearing it as a big excuse. He held Munguia up. He could have got John Ryder out there, but he just wanted to fight for his Mexican people in Mexico. Oh, he could have destroyed Belanga, but yeah, I'm hearing a lot of that. Fighters don't do overtime. That's one thing I always hear from fighters. When, especially, I even asked Moses this. No, bro, I don't get paid for overtime. Would you have wanted more rounds and minutes against Dillian White? Huh? I don't get paid for overtime. But for some reason, we have this built-in excuse that Canelo wants to go 12 rounds and 10 rounds. If Canelo could have got them out of there in round 3 or 4, he would have got them out of there in round 3 or 4.
I'm gonna chuck another one onto you, right? So AJ, when he fought Andy Ruiz, a lot of people say he never really fully got over it, right? When Canelo fought Bivol, that's the first time he really ever properly gassed, because he gassed quite bad in that fight, in spite of the fact he was getting outboxed. Do you think maybe that's a fear now? That's why he's not going through the gears, because, I gassed against Bivol. I don't want to gas again. Potentially.
Maybe, but I'm going to give... It's funny now, because I'm going to stick up for Canelo. Bivol's outworldly good. And I don't think I don't think we realize how good Bivol was. Now, all of a sudden, exactly. Like going into that fight, I think most people had Canelo as a favorite.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, I did the Team Bivol thing, but I had Canelo as a favorite. I think we realized that night, oh my God, okay, we got this wrong. Like Bivol's, and I think Canelo, everyone in the world got it wrong. So and Bivol was bigger. He naturally is a bit bigger than him. So I don't want to give that as an excuse. I just think that there used to be a fear factor fighting Canelo.
Yes.
And I think that might have gone. When he bashed up Billy Joe Saunders and then brutalized Callum Smith's arm and then absolutely destroyed Abney Yildirim, him, there was this kind of like, oh my God. Remember the Rocky Fielding, the Liam Smith? There was this fear. Who's that guy that he just, the black guy that he had on the ropes, I forget his name, and destroyed him. It's a knockout that's always shown.
James Kirkland.
James Kirkland, Amir. I don't think there's a fear there anymore.
There was the fear of this big puncher, the guy who can turn your lights out with one shot, the guy who his combinations are just seamless to head and body. And I think almost overnight, Bivol just erased that. Because I remember me and you spoke about it at the time. We were saying, maybe only Beterbiev can beat him. And we're not even sure about that. That's how hyped we were on Canelo in his prime. We thought everything he touched would just turn to gold.
Yeah, his punch output has considerably gone down since then.
It's gone way down.
And it's gone, but you've still got him as a favorite.
I've still got him as a firm favorite.
Firm
favorite.
Everything you've said, it's the ginger. I'm sorry, it's the ginger. Has to be. All right, guys, there you go. That was a quick sort of preview. Obviously, the fight's, 2.5, 3 weeks away, so still, we're going to do loads of videos and lead up to it. I was going to go, but I am in Belfast for Paddy Donovan, Lewis Crocker. So unfortunately, I might go. Are you coming to that one?
I think I'm going to go to that.
Let me know.
I'm going to drive up.
Let me know. I'll get you tickets. Let me know. Say yes now.
I will say yes because I'm home that weekend, so I'll drive up and drive home for the Canelo fight.
I'm going Crawford, as you guys know. He's going Canelo, as you guys know as well. And it isn't because I'm black and he's ginger. This is how it is. It's just how it is, people.
If Crawford does win, I will make sure I'm sick that week. We're doing that.
Very quickly, we've got 1 minute. Very quickly.
Yes.
If Crawford does beat Canelo,
okay,
does he jump above Usyk as pound for pound number one?
Oh yes, because Usyk is in the heavyweight division. You know you're fighting bigger guys. You know that. You know that's part of the deal. It's not part of the deal doing it at 147 pounds going to 154 going up to weight divisions. That's different. You're talking about skillful fighters. Alexander Usyk can fight a guy who outweighs him by 50 pounds, right? Just hypothetically, he could fight Arslan Makhmudov, who would outweigh him by 70 pounds. The skill gap in Usyk's favour is vast. He's Crawford going up to fight guys equally skilled and being outweighed. No, I'd put him number one.
Well done. He did that in 10 seconds. Well, 30. Guys, thank you very much. Peace. We'll see you in the next one.
Champions are not born. They're forged. This is about turning the ordinary into undisputed. Available now. Ade Gman, brought to you by Undisputed.